Maybe. No, this is gonna be a
This entire
joy.
podcast will be us just saying "Oh hello" quotes.
Hello.
We should have started it like that. We should have started no, but then we'd get copyrighted. Like we'd get
You
sued.
can copyright infringement. But I'm keeping that. Oh hello though.
Oh great, that could be the intro snippet.
That's a good intro snippet.
All right.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Broken Yolk podcast. I'm not the host, but the co-host, Dylan Pearson.
And I'm not the host, but the co-host, Sam Phillips.
And today we are joined by a very good friend of mine and very good friend of Sam's, Mark Hudson.
Yeah.
You should be
Welcome to
clapping
the set.
now. Oh,
First
yeah.
guest.
Clapping.
First guest.
The
I should be
audience.
clapping?
No, you don't have to clap for yourself. That's weird.
I'm pretty sure I'm editing. I can throw in clapping sound effects. Like
You could do it. Yeah. So,
Hey, you know, you could.
as a kind of bringing it back, Mark is my roommate, and he is also the editor of this podcast, and
One of
the editors. Sam is also an editor. I'm just a pretty face because I don't know how to use technology.
Oh, you are pretty.
He says his
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
So
I know.
Mark, Michael, how are you?
Did you just call him Michael?
Yeah,
I'm great, man. How about you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, that's great.
Glad to have
having
you
a
on the
good day.
podcast, Michael. So, I guess, okay, the question that I want to start off with
All right.
is when is it? So, first day of fall, congratulations, everyone. We made it. What is the proper time to start playing Christmas music?
So
there's
I
a
can
correct answer.
So I can say many answers. One specifically to make Sam mad. I'd say after Halloween.
After Halloween, okay.
After
Sam,
Halloween.
What would you say, Sam?
After Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving? Okay. But what if it's like Vince Guaraldi, so the Charlie Brown podcast, like not Charlie Brown podcast. Oh,
That's a podcast I want to watch.
Linus and Lucy. I'd be fun. No, when they're
It'd be
12.
a great podcast.
But the soundtrack to the Charlie Brown show and also the movies, Vince Guaraldi are like fantastic. They're amazing and they're super fun. And like obviously there's ones that are like Christmas time is here, very Christmassy. But there are some on there that's like there's a fall kind of.
That's true, but I don't know. There's so like associated with Christmas time in my head because of like
it's
you know. Have you ever seen the Peanuts Christmas special?
Yeah.
So like all that music, like it just like speaks Christmas.
It's very and I guess I don't know because I don't know who worked the soundtrack on like the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown or the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I have it here. Guess.
I think that was also
Make your
Vince
guesses.
Guaraldi.
Was
Was
it
it
Vince
not?
Guaraldi? I can't
I'm
find it.
pretty
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Was it not?
No, it probably was. I don't know. I've never seen the pumpkin.
Really? Oh, it's fantastic.
Really? We'll have to watch it sometime.
Charlie Brown. What do you think, Mark? What do you like in terms of stuff that is kind of ambiguous in terms of it's like it's Christmassy because it's in a Christmas movie, but like in terms of everything, what do you think? What do you feel? And not to make Sam mad, but make him mad. Do it.
There definitely are like Christmas songs, right? Like songs about Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas time is here.
But there are also, like Sam said, just some songs that are just synonymous with Christmas because they were just there.
Right, exactly. Hey, I feel like this is just it's up to opinion. People have different opinions. Type it in the comments below. When is it appropriate to start Christmas music, and is Charlie Brown considered Christmas?
Smash that like button.
Smash that. Subscribe.
Please do.
Anyways.
It was Vince Guaraldi. So it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown was Vince Guaraldi. I don't know if he did all of them, but he did that one. Moving on though. So for those of you who don't know Mark Hudson, you should. He's great. He is a student here at Belmont University studying to become a sound engineer. Now I don't know this. Because I don't know anything. Socrates.
Belmont joke.
But do you want to become like a live sound engineer or like an audio engineer, like production side?
Tell us
What
a
is your
little bit.
ambitions on that?
I specifically want to become a recording engineer.
Okay.
Because I play instruments. I'm a drummer, but like I'm a much better engineer than I am musician. And my favorite thing to do is when they're working with a bunch of people and like someone says, "Hey, punch that in," and I'm the person in charge of punching something in, or like someone wants to record a certain part. That's my ambition, you know.
And you've shown me some of your stuff. Like it's like you're really good at it too.
very good.
But I'm not good at like playing piano, which you, by the way, are a fantastic musician.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you very much.
And a good engineer, because you
Thank
engineer
you.
your own stuff.
Appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Was that, talk to us about that decision. Like, I mean, first of all, to come to Belmont to study that, but then like just on top of that, the decision to study audio engineering, was that something that you always felt like kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of my niche? Or was that like more of a played out decision? Talk to us about that process.
So when I was in middle school, right? Well, so let me back up a second. I was always a drummer. Well, I was a drummer for a long time, and at one point, I joined a rock band class at my school, which sucked. It was really bad. It was just not.
You can't teach rock.
No, it was
Something you feel.
That teacher couldn't teach rock. So
the digs.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. She wanted us to play Werewolves in London, which it's a good song, but it's not fun. Anyway, so later my computer teacher walked up to me, right? I've always played instruments, but she said, "Hey, the computer program, we're entering this cyber competition, and we want you to make like electronic music with your computer." And I was just like, "What?" So I got GarageBand, and I made a crappy, really bad version. You know the gospel song "Wade in the Water."
I think so, yeah.
No, wade in the water. I made I tried to make like an EDM version of that, and it was really bad. I didn't even place in the competition. It was really genuinely terrible.
Honestly, like that's a really cool idea. I mean, at least it's different.
It's different.
It's very different.
But I didn't execute it very well.
But did you enjoy the process?
I didn't even enjoy the process at the time, because I was just doing it for the thing, doing it for extra credit.
Right.
But then I brought it to my class, and at one point, this one dude, he was an upperclassman. He just went, "Oh man, that's a sick beat," and I was just like, "Oh, dopamine, I like that."
Right. Positive feedback.
And
But
now I'm addicted to producing.
well, so then I made another.
So we have him to thank.
We have him to thank.
So in 10 years, when you like have like, I don't know, like Bieber on a record.
Yeah.
I don't want Bieber on a record. Sorry, Bieber. I don't.
When you have DaBaby on a record.
When you've produced an entire album for a popular artist, we have this upperclassman in high school to thank for your success.
Yep.
Awesome. That's super cool. I love that.
Shout out
really
Carson
cool.
Woods.
Carson Woods.
Dope. Still connected?
No.
But
It's
you
gonna
know,
be
if he
really weird if he
watches,
sees this.
Yeah, it is.
We'll send it to him. We'll DM.
I'll send it to him. Yeah.
and be like, yeah, I'll never forget you.
Nice.
Would you? I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean,
No, it's not a
you
bad
won't.
thing at all.
So that's the
yeah.
journey. Nice. Sick.
That's a really cool. Because I remember we've talked about this before. How you have like you've reevaluated your life, and then just kind of. It's interesting to hear about the way that. You've progressed through your life and just slowly gained more momentum into music. Because so before you knew that you wanted to be a producer, what were you thinking? Because it's always, I know that I had moments like that where I was like, I'll just go into the financial field. That's where my mom has a business. I'll do that. I'll just work. So like, was there ever a backup plan for you where you're like, I'll just make money here and live?
Like, probably going with the plan that my dad and my brother went with, which is study to be a businessman, which awesome idea, by the way. That's very stable, very good at making money.
Right.
And my brother has a great career right now, and my dad has always had a great career because he's always been a good businessman. But yeah, I just kind of made the decision against that. I mean, I would have. I don't know how to say this, but like, I guess I never really thought about a career. Yeah, I just said, I'll just do something. I'll get a job. I never thought about what I wanted to do passionately.
Yeah.
But then, and like, I do producing, but like, once again, more specifically, I think engineering is even better than producing, in my opinion. That's when I like found a a like thing I wanted to pursue for a career.
Yeah.
That's the first time I thought of a career I wanted to pursue.
100%. Yeah.
Obviously, you went into a creative industry where, you know,
Oh, man.
it's very competitive and it's not like a guarantee that you're going to get a well-paying job. So did you ever have trouble with like parents or like grandparents or anything like that, like cautioning you against that, or even saying like, no, like we're not going to endorse this just because it's not stable?
Not at all.
Not at all. That's awesome.
It was very surprising because the music industry is so dangerous.
Right. And there's a stigma around people. There's a stigma around people who are going in there like to going to college for music or
Right.
or trying to like, you know, get, instead of going to college, maybe
Yeah.
just trying to get signed or something like that. And there's the stigma of like their parents being like, no, like you need to go to law school.
My dad. So my dad is a big believer in like, my dad's a businessman. He runs a paper company.
Okay.
But he's a big believer in like, if you love what you do, you don't work. You know, he's that kind of guy. And he loves what he does. He loves being a businessman. He loves selling paper. And he said, you know, if going to the music industry is something you really want to do and want to pursue, I'm going to support you with that. He said, however, the only caveat is he wants me to take at least some business classes, so at least I understand how the economy works if music doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But he supports me all the way through, which is awesome.
That's really awesome.
That's awesome.
Both my parents do.
This is an interesting philosophy to be able to have that. And especially, so does he count like music business within that caveat?
He does, but he also wants me to at least
Like
take
traditional.
He wants me to take one more additional business class, and
Yeah.
I want to anyway.
Of course.
so I'm going to.
That's a real, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
Business, I feel like is just, I mean, whatever industry you're going into, whether it's like creative or even like
It's so
medical or
helpful.
something, it's helpful just knowing how to market yourself.
Yeah.
Like whether you're wanting to start your own business or whether you're just trying to like get a job for a business, like it just teaches you how to live in the business world.
I agree
Right.
with that. And I think oftentimes there's like a stigma around even just like straight up business majors, but business classes and economic classes where you're thinking how it might be very depressing to learn that like, oh
Right.
yeah, like we'll never make any money and we'll never be able to own a home or anything. But like I feel like it gives more like hope to the fact that maybe there is a way to,
For sure,
if I can
yeah.
understand.
I was going to say that Sam and I, he and I are in the same music business class.
Yeah.
Let me show- Are we still recording? We're still
Yeah,
recording.
we're still recording.
So Sam,
Edit that out, Mark.
I'll keep it. Sam and I are in the same music business class, and our professor is really smart.
He's amazing. He's like, it's not like just a professor who knows about the music business.
Right.
This man, literally, did you catch him yesterday say,
What?
I was on the phone with like the head of like Universal Music Group. And I was like, you were what now?
Yeah, he was what? And like, no, he said the president of Universal
Yeah.
Music. Like, we were like, what?
I was like, this is exactly why Belmont is like the school,
The
for,
school
me,
for me.
because
Wow.
they give us professors who are not just knowledgeable about a certain topic, but they gave us professors who are actually
like,
in the
experienced.
topic.
And like I
100%,
tell this
100%.
about like everyone I tell about this class. I always say, yeah. One day we were sitting in class. He called this random guy, and
Yeah.
when the guy picked up, our teacher said, "Can you tell my class how you're suing Dua Lipa?"
We were like, okay.
Right? Yeah.
The person who's like the advisor for the musical theater program is my voice teacher and like advisor. And in her office, she has two things framed. I think it's a playbill and then a poster, and they're signed with Stephen Sondheim's signature.
way.
And it's like, thank you so much for your hard work. Like, thank you
Wow.
for you played this role super well.
Right.
Whoa.
So I 100% understand that's why Belmont is such a great
Yeah.
school for that, is because it has the people who are inside the industry. So it's like a different education all around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
interesting.
So
like,
good.
I don't know how it was for y'all, but like, I toured like 2 or 3 schools. I toured Belmont. I was like, yeah, I want to go here. I want to
Yeah.
go. This is the place. I want to go here.
Where are you from again?
I'm from Alabama,
Alabama. That's true.
specifically Northport, Alabama, but people just know it as Tuscaloosa.
How do
Alabama.
you feel about Alabama?
What do you mean?
Did you enjoy growing up there? How do you feel about that? Because I have very strong feelings about my home state. So how do you feel about Alabama?
I love Alabama. I love my town. I love.
Is it
A
as
lot of
sweet as
people.
they say? I'm sorry.
Oh, Leonard Skinner.
I just got it. I just freaking got it. Are you kidding me?
Well, I live
joking
I
me?
live in the same town as the University of Alabama. Every home game, we play Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, no.
And like, so they say, Sweet Home Alabama. The whole crowd goes, Roll Tide, roll.
You know it's a meme though, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Roll Tide, roll.
Yeah. But
He's like, yeah, I know the state that I'm from is a meme. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, like literally, I know the state I'm from is a meme. Like actively.
I don't feel like you can go anywhere in America and say, "Hi, I'm from Alabama," without someone being like, "Oh,"
but like
Alabama.
interestingly, so University of Alabama, right?
Yeah.
They have more national championships than any other like college team, which is huge, right?
Interesting.
Like 13 national championships, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
How long has it been around?
So because of that, in my town, football is just very prevalent, right?
Sure.
Like a lot of things kind of revolve around it, and like how the town is structured, the economy of the town. The economy of the town runs on the football program, basically.
Okay.
And especially the food industry, like food industry.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at one point, I was telling Dylan about this. If the university goes to the national championship, a lot of schools in my town go on national holiday.
Nice.
Not
Yeah,
national
I remember
holiday.
that. Yeah.
We
And,
treat
like,
it like a
statewide,
holiday.
yeah.
And
Right.
we would get out for a day because
It's like your version of a snow day.
Yeah, our version of snow day, except
That'd be my
national
Minnesota
championship
thing.
day.
Yeah. For sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, if this is to be believed, the like national college championships that Alabama has won 13 times. It's been around since supposedly 1870, 1869.
Yep.
So it is an established. That's crazy. Yeah, and you can see. I mean, 1970 Alabama,
Like
and then it
one-
really like in the 2000s,
Yep.
2000,
So
2009.
after the 2000s, that's like early 90s, late 2000s is where Paul Bear Bryant was. And he was known as one of the greatest coaches. We have statues of him in around town. And he won a lot of championships. And then another coach, and then Nick Saban. And Nick Saban is the current coach, and he was the coach at LSU. By the way, I'm not a big football guy. I just know this just because.
Just because you're from Alabama.
Literally just because I'm from Tuscaloosa.
We had a master class, and one of our teachers is from Alabama, and she said I had to go to this game in Alabama. So she
Oh.
missed like this guy who, and they knew each other personally, but
Yeah.
she was like, "Sorry, roll Crimson, I gotta go."
Interesting.
Roll Crimson.
Roll
It's
Tide.
Nice.
Roll Tide. Same thing. Same
Nice.
We
thing.
are the Crimson Tide. You say Roll Tide.
You say Roll Tide.
So-
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama, come fight me. What are you gonna do?
So
Nothing.
departing from the luscious history of Alabama football.
Yes, please.
Tell us a little bit about Michael. Tell us a little bit about
God.
what gets you up in the morning. What like you say you love engineering. You say you love producing.
Oh yeah.
What motivates you to do that, and then what gives you the endurance to just keep on going and pursuing that dream? Is it money? Is it fame? What is it?
So, I actively say whenever I say I'm good at something, I always say I shouldn't say I always say I shouldn't say I'm good at it because there's always someone better than me. I want to become extremely proficient.
Yeah.
And I want to become very good. I want to become better than I am. Also, I just hello Flush. I love helping people make a project. So I will kind of talk about my girlfriend because I love talking about my girlfriend.
Do it. Shout her out. This is your stage.
Yeah,
right
I'll
now.
shout out Sarah. She's awesome.
Hi, Sarah.
She's a songwriter, and she's a good songwriter. I think she's a good songwriter. And one of my first experiences with engineering, and I kind of regret my mix because I wish my mix was better, but we recorded one of her songs.
So cool.
And it made her so happy. It made her so happy. Like, that's what I love about recording other people, to see their face when I hit play and they get to hear what they recorded back.
Kind of like them making their dreams come reality, like
Yeah,
how they
but,
imagine
like,
the song sounding, and then you just give it to
I
them.
mean, obviously, like, that didn't sell out like millions of copies. Like,
Right.
like 200 people listened to it.
Yeah.
But like the fact that she made it, I just like hearing I like people to want. I like helping people make things because I think making things is like a great feeling.
100%.
I'm gonna set this down.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It really does shine through that you have this deep passion, and so it's fantastic to hear that like you want to become better and want to be. Is there any are there any producers right now that are working that you say I want to? Do you ever, I guess, have the question in your mind of I want to be able to do what they did?
Timbaland,
who's that?
He is a very influential hip hop producer, really big around the Jay-Z era, but he has stayed prevalent through the 2000s. He evolved his production qualities and engineering qualities. He has his own studios to modern music, and he still works with modern musicians. Not only that, is he knowledgeable. He researches, so he's not just one of these guys who gotten big because he did like one guy,
right?
Like he travels around the world to learn about rhythm and music and different culture and how to apply that to modern music. He is like super influential to me.
That's
and
so
he's
sick.
produced for some huge names. Like you're looking at the people he's
I'm looking
produced.
at his
Yeah.
It's I mean almost anyone you can think of.
Yeah.
From,
So
really.
like even Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Bubba Sparks, Alicia
So he
Keys,
is like he has done older
He's
stuff
very
too.
pro-
Oh,
Wow.
he's like I said, like
How old is this guy?
he's pretty old, like
He's
in his 50s.
he's getting up there. Yeah.
Interesting.
He's produced for everyone.
You don't see that many prevalent like
He's
hip hop
like-
producers that
like-
are in their 50s.
But like, he's not just hip hop too, because he's also just a good producer in general. He stays in his lane of hip hop. But like I just saw on the thing, he produced for Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley.
You know what I do. This is ringing a bell because I did see this one thing that he did a demo of like a Billie Eilish song. He worked with her on one of her songs.
Oh damn!
Which
Yeah.
is sick. So that's super cool.
He's big.
Would you say so? Is that artist who you see yourself like emulating when you're in the studio in the zone? Like, would you say like your workflow is similar to his?
I don't know. My workflow is not similar to his, because he's on a whole different wavelength. I watched a video of him. What he does is it's really cool. So like he'll hear everything in his head. He doesn't have perfect pitch, but he'll hear things in his head.
Yeah.
So like he'll just hear like he'll hear that, right? And then he'll say, okay, turn on the mic. And he'll sing that into his mic. And he'll add effects to it, whatever. And then him and his team of producers, they find instruments to emulate the things he just sang.
Oh, so it comes from that natural state of like his own
Right.
voice.
He-
Interesting.
That's so crazy. He does everything on the spot with his voice. Or this is not every time. He does like traditional producing
Sure.
stuff. But he does a lot of times he does beatboxes or like hums things he's hearing.
So sick.
And then like they produce around that so that he like it's like whatever he thinks he puts it down right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Which so cool.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. It's so interesting because for the longest time I was so far out.
longest time.
Hey babe. I was outside of the producing thing for so long, and I've been a musician, like a classical percussion.
Yeah.
Like I've done a ton of stuff for a lot of years.
He's super
I just
good.
saw
And
your
looking-
jazz
Super
guitar
good.
stuff.
It's so good.
I literally so I looked up because so I started this YouTube channel for the Broken Yolk podcast, and I went ahead and I was gonna feature both of our channels.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, does Dylan have a channel? So I look you up, and I'm like, whoa, you have your vocal recitals, you have your jazz guitar.
And he's
So
a really
people
good
like
percussionist.
let us know if you want to see that because I'll link it below. Like if you want to go like stalk his page.
You also do a
It's
podcast
interesting.
episode where you react to his like
That would be
react to
so
your own
fun.
stuff.
I'm gonna throw up the whole time.
I
When
privated
it's
a
you,
lot
Sam,
of my
I'm gonna
old
be like,
stuff.
oh my God,
no, you're
Sam,
not, bro.
Sam,
My
oh my
old
God.
stuff is like
I'm gonna I have voice memos from when I'm like 12, 14 and just started playing guitar and singing.
funny.
It's
That's
like,
awesome.
Might be a fun time. But I've been so far outside of the producing thing. I just never thought that producers were musicians. It was never. I always thought they were
Yeah.
just like a bunch of computer nerds. I didn't mean
Right.
that. I don't
We
mean that the
are.
way. But I mean, you
to
are
an extent, yeah.
To an
To-
extent, but
we
it
are.
never occurred to me how musically inclined, and it's amazing to learn that. And I'm so like, it's so amazing. It's fantastic to see the process that you guys go through, because it is extremely music orientated. And the fact that
no, go for it.
I remember when we first met, one of the first things you said, like, oh yeah, I'm super into rhythm theory. And I was like, I had no idea.
I love rhythm theory.
That was a thing.
It's really cool.
But it's because you're a drummer and you're a producer. And so it's something I really appreciate about talking to producers more, is understanding that.
Oh, wait, Sam, you'll actually think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Ever heard of the Dilla Groove?
I haven't.
So the Dilla Groove is is a drum beat, right?
Yeah.
But they always say, oh, to get a Dilla Groove, you play things that are, this is really nerdy, by the way. So you play things that are not quite swung, not quite straight, and it's like boo, do boo, like something like that, right?
Sure.
And it's actually Jay Dilla, like, really did this like big, but it's an actual kind of thing. So take quarter notes, right?
Yeah.
Like 4 quarter notes in a measure.
Sure. 1, 2,
and
3,
in
4.
between each of those quarter notes, divide it into 5 beats. Oh, sorry,
Okay,
like
you
5.
lost me there.
So
Okay.
so that'd be quintuplets, right?
Yeah.
So 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5.
Yeah.
So for example, on a Dilla Groove, they'd put the snare on the 5.
On the 5.
So 1 2 3 4 5, and then
is this rhythm theory?
This is rhythm theory. This is rhythm theory.
And then when they play that snare on the 5, then they'll play the kick on like the 3, and then on the next one they'll play a kick again, and then like kind of do the whole process.
Man,
so
I feel like that'd be way easier to produce than actually record on drums, because then you can like just draw it in with like MIDI.
Yeah. But then at the same time, to make it more human, just kind of slide it to the right.
Right, because he would always. That is the one thing I do know. Yeah, unquantized. The one thing I know about Jay Dilla is that he would always. I don't know if he would loop, but like he would continually play throughout the beat.
Yep.
Like he would play the drums, so it almost felt drunk, and that was just like how he made
Drunk
it feel
rhythm.
super. Yeah.
Dilla beats and drunk rhythm.
The little bit I know about producing is a little bit about Jay Dilla, and it's fantastic.
Is like, what's the thing about the Dilla Groove and drunk rhythm is that. That's the fascinating part about it. It's not. People think, oh, it's lazy drumming, but it's actually it's a math behind. There's a calculated, so it's lazy, but it's calculated lazy.
I love like production like that. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that I geek out about. I love that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Dylan, going back to what you were saying earlier about like audio engineer, like stuff like that, like not being a musical thing, like at you thinking that and now you seeing like how much it is, like I relate to that so much, like because that's like if I had known how much it is and how much like this major, the AET major here at Belmont, is focused on like artistry and music, like I would not have like picked the commercial music major, because I originally had picked that because I didn't think that AET was right for me in that sense.
You would love my DAW class,
right? And then getting here and have it like we said last week, we both have AET roommates, and so we can relate in that and gain to know Landon and like what he does in his classes and like how much of it is like exactly what I do here by myself, and just like I love it so much. And then I mean, you've probably seen that with him, like how like speak about yourself in terms of just like an outside view on his producing. Like you're doing homework and you hear him producing. Talk to me about that. Like, have you seen?
Bad.
Not at all. And that's like a genuine. Like I don't want that. I'm not. Yanking you around here. It's genuine. It's so exciting because I already love it to hear like musicians perform.
Yeah.
Because all the time, whenever you hear someone else perform, it's something you can't do, because if you play the same piece of music, you're not the same musician.
You're not gonna play it the same way.
You're not gonna play it the same way. So that's super exciting. But it's so interesting that it's a way of approaching music from the back door. So I just hear him start to put down a beat or choose a drum sample and then building chords on that and then hearing a melody from that. And it's such a different way, even from like the little bit of songwriting that I've done. Usually I write the words first, and then I'm like, okay, this is the melody that I want, and then this is the chords that I want. And that's how I suss out the feel. But for him, it was, okay, here's the drums, and it's so...
I usually go drums first.
It's so refreshing and exciting.
I usually go drums first.
I go piano first, usually.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a really, it's a fantastic way to be able to see that and hear that, because it is such a genuine process too.
Can I say something alternative to that?
100%.
So I'm a terrible guitar player. I have guitar, but I'm a decent like producer and engineer and rhythmist and whatnot. Dylan is a fantastic guitar player.
He's so good.
And he says he's not. He's a fantastic guitar player. But so like I just
let's be honest. Everybody looks bad around Landon.
Everyone looks bad around Landon.
Everyone looks bad around Landon. But so literally, it is so nice having a roommate that's guitar player because like I'm gonna abuse that, by the way.
Unless something goes horribly wrong and like Mark completely makes you really mad one day and you're like, I don't want to be his roommate anymore. Like you guys have the next 4 years
to be able to
at least at Belmont together, if not just like roommates together. And you'll get the it's cool because you'll get to see the progression. Because already and this is also going back to what we were talking about earlier. You're saying you like working with people, Mark, right?
Oh, yeah.
You like working with people, making their dreams come to reality, helping them get what they have in their head, in audio, in a tangible form, right? And I think that's possibly why your progress has been so steep, because you learn so much more when you're working with people than working by yourself.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
And so I'm just excited to see as you continue, you thought you had people to work with in Alabama, your horizons are expanded tenfold, if not more.
So literally, I met these guys, right? These cats, and and I'm meow.
I know dogs, but not cats.
All right, dog. You're a cool cat. I met these guys, and they're all funk musicians or rock musicians, and they just started coming together, and they said, "Hey, press record. We want to record Superstition by Stevie Wonder." And I played this mix. I played this mix for both.
It was so good. I can't wait till it comes out.
Really,
it's
fantastic.
So being around them, I did things in that mix that I would never have done in my own mixes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because they said when you're working with somebody and you're recording somebody, you can't wait. You can't wait to figure something out. If they say, I want this, you need to figure that out right then.
Yes, literally. Yeah. Especially when you have a lot of people there.
Or you're going to miss the take.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I actually relate to that a lot because I was working on this project with, I think, I can't remember who, but it was this production project, and I was having trouble with a certain part with reverb.
Oh, yeah.
And they completely just switched how I thought about reverb in 1 second. They were just sidechain the reverb to the vocal.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I never have thought about that before.
That trick.
And
I love that trick.
And so I've been doing that all the time now. And just it just proves literally the smallest thing, working with somebody.
Wait, sorry, keep going. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah. Working with somebody can grow your talents so much.
So much.
I'm going to give you a trick that I've learned. It's don't use it all the time, but it's really fun on certain mixes.
Auto-tune. I'm kidding.
No, take a guitar part, right?
Yeah.
Make it dry, right?
Yes.
Duplicate it, pitch it up an octave. Then send it to a reverb, make it all wet, no dry signal, all come from the up an octave.
Yep.
And then mix it with your original guitar part. And it adds a ethereal shimmer to it.
Yes, you just love doubling stuff and pitching it up or down an octave.
I love doubling.
This man literally. So when you were showing me the Stevie Wonder song, literally half of what you were explaining to me the production was and then I took this and I pitched it down.
But it works.
It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds so good. Yeah,
I just love to pitch it down.
Right, dude. You have no idea how much I just double things and pitch it. And just it's so
double
easy.
And pitch.
No, but
just put the knob.
Yeah. To finish up what I was saying, I'm just saying about the next 4 years, since you do have so much more people that you're going to be working with here, your progress, you thought it was steep before, it's going to go this was before, now it's going to go like this.
Right.
And it's going to be insane for me and Dylan to watch that happen.
I'm so
and
excited.
I'm so
Same
excited
for
to
y'all,
see
dude.
where just life takes you in the next 4 years.
I cannot wait to go to a show of his.
I can't either.
I'm
in the
super
new
excited about that.
what's it called?
The
Performing
Fish
Arts.
Baby.
Yeah, the Fisher Center.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to see music you release because you've been writing songs. I really like your songs. I want to see you release them.
Thank you very much.
Everyone,
We
get
also
ready
need to record together.
We
get
do.
ready for the
We need to
release.
collaborate.
I think Sam, you're working on an album.
I'm working on my second album.
Yes, babe. Hey, look out for that.
That's the first
looked up on
official time I've
updates.
said that publicly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to out you like that.
No, that's
Yeah.
you know. I mean, if you're, you know, have you ever put anything on the internet of your own that's not other
I'm
people's?
not gonna
I
call
put
it.
things
I'm
on
not
the
gonna plug
internet,
it
but it
'cause it's
hasn't been
bad.
music.
Is it like Charlie Puth who threw this piglet at me sort of vibes? Have you seen that?
Don't even.
Charlie Puth, what?
So basically, Charlie Puth, before he went like ultra famous and did "See You Again," he had a bunch of like old videos that he did on his main channel where he like did covers, and then he also did original songs with him and his friends, and they're just like the goofiest thing. He's since deleted them, but they're still like on the internet. So one of the best ones is "Who Threw This Pickle at Me." We can link it below for those of you who are curious, but it's like actually funny. I'll show it to you later.
All
It's,
right.
it's hilarious.
No, the last thing I released was 2 years ago. It was on SoundCloud. You're not gonna be able to find it on SoundCloud, because I'm not gonna tell you the name of my SoundCloud.
It's called Michael's SoundCloud.
It's not called Michael's SoundCloud, but it's bad. So I plan on being at Belmont and being around good musicians. I plan on releasing new stuff.
Nice.
I don't know when, don't know what it's gonna be, but
It's
I
gonna
plan.
happen.
Because you have a decent voice too.
Yeah,
like
he
it's
does.
like good.
He does.
I'm not gonna sing.
Like I think that if you implemented it correctly, it could be really good. And you were like showing us some of your lyrics that you wrote, and they were like really good. So I don't know. I'd look forward to that.
You offering for a feature? What?
Yeah, you wanna be the 26th song on my next album?
Yo,
Dope.
26th? Dang. Okay.
25, well, 25.
You should
but
release
25,
like an A and a B.
No, that's what. So I just went out for coffee with my marketing executive, and we were talking about like a side A, side B sort of vibes.
Yo,
That's a good vibe.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's gonna be insane.
That's nice.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be number one.
I'm not saying anything else about it. No release dates, no anything. But
nothing
just
else.
like, just keep your eyes peeled, guys.
What's your address?
We'll announce it.
Oh, yeah.
My address.
And your social? Very good.
So, Mark,
Yes.
can you talk about just briefly? What's your goal at the end of the day in life?
Okay. So that's a very tough question
It is
for anybody.
It's a big question.
Question it hits the gym. It's a big one.
I like, as far as like where I end up professionally, I want to get to a point where I can live comfortably, but I don't care about being rich. I don't care about making a crap ton of money. I just want to make enough to sustain myself and whoever I live with, and be comfortable with that. On top of that, I would like to just anyone I meet to just know that I'd be there for them.
that's
probably
great.
That's probably my end goal in life.
That's awesome. I love that the part about not necessarily, your goal not being necessarily money, because I feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like necessarily wrong with that. Like if you really like just want to make money for like a specific purpose, whether it's like just
Right.
like I want to give my family the best life ever or something like that, like that's fine. But like, I don't know. I love the idea of just like not necessarily doing it just for fame, just for money, because I feel like when you do it for that, it can kind of take away from the artistry.
100%. Because you're like
Or just the life part of it.
because you're playing
Yeah.
to the
You just-
commercial side of it.
Yeah.
You're playing to the industry versus like this is what I want to produce. This is how I want to. Yeah.
It's the same.
I won't work for Clamato.
It's the same.
Sorry, that's
It's the same reason why, as an artist, you don't look at like statistics from your fan base about like what sort of song with what tempo, with what key,
Yeah,
with
right.
what lyrics they want to see next from you. Because if you try to fit yourself into the mold that your audience wants you to fit inside of, I feel like that just really. I mean, you're an AET major, so I'll use this term. It compresses you as a person, right? It cuts you off.
because only AET majors know what that word
it puts
means.
a compressor. It puts a limiter.
It puts a
limiter.
sound gate on my life.
It EQs your personality.
Bro, you're making.
I gotta turn my master volume up,
You're
baby.
you're putting that reverb on your life and making it so wet.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the thing is,
so
the thing is, and then the thing is, if you don't go after money and you don't go after fame and you're living exactly how you want to and really just going after the artistry of it, the reverbs, the tail end they're going to automate it right at the end of your life, and then your legacy is going to reverberate afterwards.
Hey, my
Oh,
life's
baby.
like delay. I bounce back, baby.
I bounce back, baby.
I bounce back, baby.
So that's
Yes.
super cool, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fantastic, man.
I
love
really,
you. I
really
love
loved
you.
you having the place as the first guest. I think that it was really fitting. Do you have
was
any
by
closing plugs, closing words?
Honestly,
words of wisdom for the audience.
Yeah, true. And just to add in, it was truly, it was fate. Again, like this podcast was fate. It's fate that Mark was our first podcast.
It's fate that our original, intended person had a dentist appointment.
I will end it. I'll end it with this. When I was looking for a roommate, I told my parents, yeah, I'm gonna kind of look around. I'm gonna try to meet people and like pick my roommate. But then I got an email that said his name is Dylan. But like, I love him though, so I'm not complaining.
You guys are a great roommate.
Oh, yeah.
We're a great roommate
Couple.
parent. Yeah, thank you.
Heck yeah, man.
Heck yeah, baby. Yeah,
Most
baby.
heterosexual way possible.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna
Because
cut
we're
that
men. We're men.
Right. Platonic roommate relationship.
Are we?
You need to stop. But I will say, thank you all for having me.
Yeah,
of course,
Thank you
man.
for joining us.
And
Y'all
have
pretty
fun.
cool.
Have fun editing.
Have fun editing this
Yeah.
episode. Yeah. So exciting thing to be able to announce this though, but this is truly the Broken Yolk podcast staff is Sam Phillips, co-host editor, Mark Hudson, guest
And we've
editor,
brought some other
and Dylan
people on the
Pearson,
way.
co-host.
Because Landon will be editing.
Landon will be
and-
editing too. Landon Wells, who is going to be a guest later this October.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching this episode. Would you be okay if people followed you on social media, looked you up there?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can link your socials below.
Yeah, I'll put my Instagram like in my little name pop.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Go follow Mark. Go hit him up.
Check him. Watch
thank
for
you
more
for
uploads from him.
Yeah, thank you for watching today. We appreciate your views. Be sure to like and subscribe. I know that's cheesy, but it would really help. Thanks for your love on the last episode as well. And then from all of us to you, have the best day. We love you so much.
We love you so much.
Bye.
Yeah.
Sick.
Wow, guys. We're kind of that felt so much better than the first episode.